Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. I think it's working. Good morning and good other times of day because it's not always morning. Sometimes people watch those lives back and I'm like, huh, why? So yes, hi. It's is it? Oh my God, it's Thursday. I love Thursdays. Yeah. Technically last day of the week for me. That's why I love Thursdays. My Thursdays are other people's Fridays. Hey Oliver, what's up? Good night. Yeah. Oh, I didn't wake up thinking it's a Thursday. Now I know that it's a Thursday. I'm happy. Thank you. Happy time of day. Okay. So I was just like checking stuff on YouTube just now, and oh, did I close it? I did close it. Oh well, I was checking my subscriptions because it said there are some like new videos, and oh, the dove is transparent. Oh my God, the greens are like so different though. Oh well, green is green, I suppose. I can change, but should we? I saw that there are new videos, like very, very like new videos, from Graham Neubig, for fall. Like I guess he pre-records them because fall hasn't happened. Isn't that cool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lectures, 5 new lectures. Thanks. Okay. So like in our playlist, we're past that. Like I think he has up until year 5. Yeah, we're like at 10. But if we get newer videos, we'll I know. But if he uploads like new versions of what we need to watch next, we'll go there. Because the information is not that outdated. This is from 6 months ago, and this is from like now. So yeah. There's always too much to learn. Like, too many things, too little time is true always. So if you are interested, go and check it out. I will for now stay here. And I'll probably check in again later. Oh, I remember that I needed to do the login. All right. Chat, you do the chatting and I will do the logging in. Oh, sure, of course. Okay. Log in. Found it. And then I have the stuff. I just sometimes when I copy it, HF token. HuggingFace token. HF token. Nope. K-E-N. There we go. And there. Oh, too much to learn, too much to watch. So much time to do back prep, right? You never shine if you don't. You know what? You got me. I was like, oh. Yeah, we're all stars. Okay. So now I put the login info here. I'm running yesterday's stuff. I started running it before, well, I didn't start running it before starting. I started running it before talking. So once that's done, we'll get there. So what we did yesterday was, after preparing the data, we did something about padding, and then I remember. Wait a minute. Oh, evaluation. Blue, sacro blue. Got it. Okay. We prepared the evaluation metric. Cool. Very cool. So the first step is to log in so that we can upload our stuff on the hub. We have a function to do that. Nice. Good. Once that's done, we define our argument. See, oh, it's done. Oh, hey. Okay, now that is the blue eval function. This is our login, and then this is our preparing the training arguments. Like for, yeah, we define our sequences to sequence training arguments. Like for the trainer, we use a subclass of training arguments that contains a few more fields. So this is our name. There's no evaluation strategy. Okay. Save strategy is by epoch. We have a learning rate. Per device train batch size is 32. Eval is 64. Why? Weight decay, we have it. Total limit, safe total limit is 3. Number of train epochs is also 3. Predict with generate. What was that about? I feel like it told us about it just somewhere. All right, it will explain it. And then FP16 is true and push to hub is also true. Apart from the usual hyperparameters like learning rate, number of epoch, batch size, and some weight decay, there are a few changes compared to what we saw in the previous sections. We don't set any regular evaluation because we have our own metric? As evaluation takes a while, we will just evaluate our model once before training and after. Okay. We set the, I forgot what FP stands for. Speeds up the training on modern GPU. We set the predict with generate true as discussed above. I know you discussed it above, but I forgot. It says the decoder performs inference by predicting tokens one by one, something that's implemented behind the scenes in transformers by the generate method. Sequence to sequence trainer will let us use that if we do this. So, okay, cool. And then, yeah, push to hub is true so that at each epoch, we get the updated thing. The floating point. Representative. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Note that we can specify the full name of the repository you want to push. Yes, I know. Like, yeah. And most of the time they don't give the like label. I'd prefer if you did. Anyway, in the model ID argument in particular, you'll see you will have to use this argument to push right to an organization. Yes, thank you. By default, the repository used will be in your namespace and then named after the output directory you set. Oh, that's an output directory? I thought it was a name. Well, it is a name as well. It is the name that goes in the output directory, right? Okay. So in our case, it will be that name and that name. which is the model we linked at the beginning of the section. Cool. Thank you. If the app directory already exists, needs to be a local clone of the repository you want to push to. If it isn't, there will be an error. 그래. 알겠습니다. Finally, we pass everything to the trainer. Model, argument, dataset, training and evaluation, data collator, tokenizer, and our metric. Metric goes here. Okay. Before training. Really? We'll first look at the score of our the current score. To double check that we're not making things worse. That's possible. With our fine tuning, this command will take a bit of time, so you can grab a coffee. I do have coffee. So this will take time. Okay. While it executes, I think it triggers mixed precision training. I don't think frameworks do raw 16-bit training as that requires effort to keep values from becoming a problem and causing the training to fail. Wow, my brain. Yes, we have coffee in the chat, and I have drinkable coffee as well. Someone gave me something that's like, this is Malaysian coffee. I was like, okay, thanks. So that's what I made this morning. And also someone told me to be careful with drinking too much coffee, because I drink coffee waking up. I drink coffee when I get to work. I drink coffee in the afternoon. That's it. That's not too much, right? It's not it's not like it's not coffee beans. It's just instant coffee, but brought from Malaysia. So it did feel different to what I'm used to, but not too different. Because I mostly drink dark stuff, and this has sugar. I like it. It tastes similar to something that similar, but not entirely. And it's chill. I don't know. It's not cold, but like it's not screaming in your mouth. But I don't like sugar, so because I'm already too sweet. Haha. But I don't mind it. I just prefer not to have it. Okay. While training is happening, each time the model is saved, every epoch, it is uploaded to the hub in the background. This way it's possible to resume training on another machine. True. Once training is done, we evaluate our model. Well, it's not done, so... we were supposed to do a pre-evaluation, which is this here. This is pre-evaluation. This is loss. This is blue. We have a 39. And I guess we train, right? And that will take time, like God knows how long. So, yeah, 39 to you as well. It's the same? No, I felt like it was different. Nope, it's the exact same thing. I don't want to spoil myself for what happens, so I'm not gonna go further. But we can go to the next one, on to the next one. I'm feeling linguistics just a bit. We're 3. Morpho syntax.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and welcome to Crash Course Linguistics. Let's say we have a bag of words, and we want to use them to tell a story. This should be simple enough. We pull out some words before I have a chance to take a photo. I need to know if I'm going to get some sweet validation from the gram. Words by themselves are great, but they're not enough. We also need some way of conveying the relationship between the words. In this case, the difference between Taylor sees the rabbit and the rabbit sees Taylor. We need what linguists call syntax.
Oh, really? Really? Huh. Huh. Can you test if it's happening because of the stream, or it's the same even if you play it on your side? Can you test that? I'm sending you the link right now.
Distinguishing between sentences like these two is so fundamental that every language has some way of doing it. Syntax is the study of how
Spacebar. Oh my god. I know. No, it's normal for me right now. Is my voice like that? Because it's the same thing. I can refresh it, but I don't think anything will change.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and welcome to Crash Course Linguistics. First is to put the words in a consistent order. Distinguishing between sentences like these two is so
I'm surprised.
fundamental that every language has some way of doing it. Syntax is the study of how languages express relationships between words. One way of expressing relationships between words is to put the words in a consistent order, to tell us who did what to whom. For example, we can say the subject first, then the verb, then the object. English uses this word order, as do many other languages, like Nahuatl from Mexico, Portuguese, and Malagasy from Madagascar. The word order doesn't have to go.
I didn't know Madagascar's language was called Malagasy. That's cool. Might be buffer overrun. I mean, I'm looking at the sound coming from the OBS, and it looks normal. Don't know what's the problem.
Go subject, verb, object. Any order will work as long as it's consistent within a given language. For example, in Hindi, the typical order is subject, object, verb. This is also very common across languages such as Czech, Tibetan, and Korean. And in Irish, the typical order is verb, subject.
That's actually true. Korean is subject, object, verb. Verb is the last thing that comes. And it's like, you're like, okay, but what happened? You're telling me the thing, but what happened? For example, like I saw someone fall. Oh, wait, that also was the last thing that I said. I guess, yeah. Subject, verb, object, right? He fell, okay, and then he fell on the stairs. Okay, there we go. Like on top of the stairs, there we go. Okay, all right.
Languages such as Czech, Tibetan, and Korean. And in Irish, the typical order is verb, subject, object. This order is rare, but it's also found in Hawaiian, Maori, and Chitino, another language of Mexico. A second way of expressing relationships between words is by adding a morpheme, the smallest unit of meaning. That morpheme would indicate whether the thing being referred to is the doer or the doee, the subject or the object. Even if we scramble the order of the words around, we'd still be able to tell the subject and object apart. For example, in Latin, these two sentences have the same word order but opposite meanings, and we can tell this because the words change their shape a bit. Hospice leper videt is the host sees the rabbit, while hospitem lepis videt means the rabbit sees the host. Because of these
Hey, we have that. Like you just English doesn't? Arabic does though. I guess in Korean there are some stuff that are like Korean, like I don't know if it's interesting or not, but like when someone talks, you don't know who they mean most of the time. Like if I say I'm hungry versus I was talking to my mom on the phone and she said she was hungry, like you use the same thing. Like 배고파서 or something. Like unless it's in the context. Yeah. On top of the stairs he fell. 계단에서 넘어져서. Like that. Yeah, it is. That is 계단 is stairs. 넘어진다 means fell. Yeah. And then there's no he. Unless you like tell me like my brother or my friend or the name of the person. There is no he. I mean, it does exist, but it's never used. And then if like there are like markers, subject marker, object marker, stuff like that. So that helps. But like when you're texting someone and they're like sometimes you're like, are you asking me a question or are you talking about yourself? I have that problem. Maybe other people don't because they're used to it. So like I can't tell if it's about someone else or if it's or if it's a direct sentence.
Emphasis or making a poem rhyme better. And many other languages use this strategy, including Turkish, modern Greek, and Greek, the language.
Turkish, I have zero information about the language, but like Turkish is like crazy with their morphology. Those languages are called morphologically complex languages.
Groups of spans Alaska and Siberia. These distinctions were created based on spoken languages. Signed languages use word order and a range of other strategies to distinguish between subjects and objects. For example, one strategy in ASL is setting up reference in space. Say that I've already established that this is Gav. I can say, I saw Gav by signing the verb see from me to the object. English used to do the morphological strategy too, and you can still see some traces of it. For example, in I see them, or the employer hired the employee, the word order and shapes of the words are reinforcing each other, so they may feel natural to you as an English speaker. As linguists say, they feel grammatical. Meanwhile, in me see they, or the employee hired the employer, the word order and the shapes of the words are intention. They're signaling opposite things, so these sentences may feel weird to you. They feel ungrammatical. Linguists sometimes mark an ungrammatical sentence with an asterisk or star, like me see they. If you're not a native English speaker, you may not feel these same intuitions about these English sentences, but you do have a set of linguistic intuitions for grammaticality in your own native language or languages. Now, there are two things that grammaticality doesn't mean. One, grammaticality has nothing.
Did she say you may not have these intentions? Intuitions? There we go. Yeah. I mean, you do create them if you learn a language from a baby, from a young age. Like, I remember at school, my teacher would be like, how do you make a sentence based on this rule? Like, the one that I really remember is the one with if this, then that. And I was like, I would say, and she was like, okay, but why? I was like, I don't know. It feels natural. So, never expect me to know why I'm saying something. It just feels that way.
Now, there are two things that grammaticality doesn't mean. One, grammaticality has nothing to do with whether a sentence makes any sense. There's a famous example in linguistics that proves this point. The sentence goes, colorless green ideas sweep furiously. This sentence was coined by the linguist Noam Chomsky as an example that's perfectly grammatical, but also completely nonsensical. I feel like I should apologize to Thought Cafe for having to figure out how to animate it. Another example, furiously sweep ideas green colorless, is equally bizarre in meaning, but this time the grammar is nonsensical too. Even if you've never heard either sentence before, you can probably tell that colorless green ideas sweep furiously is a grammatical sentence, but
so grammatical has nothing to do with correctness.
Furiously sweep ideas green colorless is ungrammatical. grammatical. In fact, someone's probably saying it right now, but nothing don't nobody know is ungrammatical. It's not the way anyone would combine these words. It's amazing that speakers of a language can have such similar grammatical intuitions without ever being formally taught them. That said, our mental grammars are all slightly different from each other, based on our own unique personal version of language, also known as our idiolect. So you may sometimes notice exceptions or edge cases or things that I say that don't quite work in your idiolect. That's great. It means you're thinking.
Idiolect has to do with dialect, right? Personal dialect? Oh. The other day, my colleagues were like teasing me about me saying too many I guess that's my idiolect.
Like a linguist. Now that we're paying attention to our linguistic intuitions about grammaticality, we can use them to figure out the relationships between words within sentences. Some words go together more closely than others, and we can test this. If we can substitute a single word for several words while preserving the meaning, then we know that this group of words can act as a single unit. We can call this the substitution test. Let's start with the sentence, Taylor sees the rabbit. We can substitute Taylor with a longer phrase, like the host of Crash Course Linguistics sees the rabbit, or with a shorter pronoun, like she sees the rabbit. Since this sentence means the same thing, we know that they're all equivalent units and pass the substitution test. We can also substitute the rabbit with a longer phrase too, like the purple rabbit with long ears, or with a single name, like Gabagai, or a pronoun, like them. The subject or object can be one word or many words, but they act together as a unit. But the substitution test only gets us so far. Let's go to the thought bubble to see what other relationships there are between groups of words in a sentence. There are other versions of Taylor sees the rabbit that we can make, and the combinations that work tell us how the verb relates to the subject and object. For example, we can shift the parts of the original sentence to the beginning, saying, it's Taylor who sees the rabbit, or it's the rabbit that Taylor sees. This type of sentence structure with it's and that is known as a cleft construction. By looking at what words can be moved together as a group, we're going to do a cleft test. The test is to see which word or group of words is grammatical when we put it in the first spot of a cleft construction between it's and that.
So it's the thing that takes the subject and that is takes the rest, right?
Let's try, it's rabbit that Taylor sees the. Okay, that sounds weird. It's ungrammatical. We'll mark it with a star. It sees the rabbit that Taylor. That's ungrammatical too. We can rescue it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like, it feels unfinished. But it sees. If
we make a small tweak. It sees the rabbit that Taylor does. But we can never take see all by itself without the rabbit. It sees that Taylor the rabbit, it sees that Taylor does the rabbit. And we can't take sees and Taylor together without the rabbit. It's Taylor sees that the rabbit. So we found that classes are grammatical where the subject, verb, or the object are split apart on their own, or when the verb see and the object, the rabbit, are pulled away together. But other classes are ungrammatical. The one where we...
It's possessive. It is possessive. Yeah. Used to be. It's Taylor. Yeah, you're right. I mean, even it's see the rabbit that Taylor does is also correct, but in that, yeah. my grammar is not something that I can, like I'm not a language teacher.
We try to pull the verb see and the subject Taylor away without the object. This suggests that the verb and the object have a closer relationship with each other than the subject and the verb do. This is why we sometimes also refer to a subject and a predicate when talking about syntax, so that we have a single word to describe the grouping of verb and object together. Thanks, Thought Bubble. During these tests, we noticed that some words group together.
You don't think so? You don't think it sounds right? I don't know what you don't think so. Sometimes like the thing moves on and I'm like, oh, I don't get the context.
Are more closely than others, like the plus rabbit and see plus the plus rabbit. All of the different subgroups that we can find in a sentence are called constituents. By the way, if you've encountered the word constituent before, it might have been in a political context.
100%,
you can call
yeah.
your representative and say, hi, I'm one of your constituents. A constituent is something that constitutes or makes up a part of a larger whole. When you're a constituent, you make up a part of your political And when some words are a constituent, they make up their own distinct part of a sentence. In English, because we use word order to tell how words are related to each other in a sentence, we also use word order based.
That's all right. Nobody is expected to. Yeah, I know it's not, what's the word? Like, it's not as synchronous, but it's pretty synchronous. And that's cool. Trying to make a reference to yesterday's fast the comic, but I'm having a hard time remembering. I think the person's name was Megan. Even despite sending messages before, I spell check them. Well, life is hard. Sometimes they're filled with errors, not always. Sometimes they just have some errors.
Tests, like class tests, to figure out what's a constituent. And constituents in English are generally words right next to each other. But in languages like Latin, which add morphemes to words to show how they're related to each other, their constituents can be scattered throughout the sentence.
That's true, though.
So we need to use different tests to figure out which parts are grouped.
Because the words have, I mean, even like morpheme things, they are a version of a word, right? Wow, I need to think about this.
Together. For example, in this sentence, we can tell that leperum, rabbit, and purpureum, purple, are a constituent even though they sit on opposite ends of the sentence because they have the same ending in M. So the class and substitution tests that show constituents in English won't necessarily work in Latin, nor in Hindi, Irish, South African Sign Language, or any other language, because we have to consider how each language has different structural patterns. But every language does have constituents, and linguists can figure out ways of testing for them that make sense for each particular language. Linguists use the word grammar to talk about these structural patterns, how a language puts morphemes together into words, words together into constituents, and constituents into sentences. This combination of morphology...
So constituents is the thing that sits between... I mean, don't we have other stuff? We probably definitely have other stuff, but like between words and sentences. We have the other thing, like a part of sentence. What is it called? Like Can you tell I did not? Well, I've studied English language, but like I have not studied normal grammar in English.
And syntax is also called morphosyntax. In European history, grammar often meant learning the specific patterns of how Latin works. That involved trying to awkwardly shoehorn English into being more like Latin, or trying to undo the perfectly natural language changes that happen all the time. Even now, grammar sometimes has a bad reputation of smug people telling you you're wrong about how you use language. But in fact, like we saw earlier, we're all doing grammar all the time. And we're really good at feeling whether something is grammatical intuitively. Grammar is what takes us from rabbit to, is this the same rabbit I saw yesterday? Grammar is the thing that lets us transform a grab bag of words and morphemes into questions and stories and videos like this. Next time, we're going to look at what happens when sentences get longer and a handy tool so we can keep track of all these constituents. Thanks for watching this episode of Crash Course Linguistics. If you want to help keep Crash Course free for everybody forever, you can join our community on Patreon.
Cool. I will pause here and go to the next place. Oh, wow. Is this a joke? Is this 135 hours? I'm gonna need to make the number of epochs smaller. What else is there that I can, like, modify? I'm not. How long? It's been, that's 20 minutes, right? It's been running for 20 minutes, I think. At least more than 10 minutes. That doesn't make sense. I did? Okay, 21 minutes ago. How do I stop it? Thanks. What else should we change beside the number of epochs? Can I change the batch sizes? Would that make any difference? I'm gonna stop it at 1 because that's like way too much. There's even no evaluation strategy. Like even with that, we are struggling. I'm gonna try and see how long that will take. I'll need to run you. And then I will need to run you. And then trainer.train one more time. 135. Bismillah. Wait. What did I do? Wait. Oh, I didn't run this? I thought I did. Okay. Let's see how long that will take. I have another 20 minutes, so let's continue here. And I think I'm gonna need to do a refresh.
Another thing to think about is when do we do retrieval? So there's a bunch of different methods. The React paper that I mentioned before did this only once, right at the very beginning of generation. It grabbed a single document and then generated the entire output.
36. That is somewhat better. Well, 30. That's even better. 뭐야. That scared me. Okay.
This is the default method used by most systems. However, there's other options as well. You can retrieve several times during generation if necessary. And the way this works, you can do this either by generating a search token saying that we should start searching, or searching when the model is uncertain. And another way is to do this every token. So
that's actually interesting. Searching when the model is uncertain. So you let the model do its thing, but when it's not sure, then you search. Okay. I need to sneeze. Okay.
So we can do this by finding similar final embeddings and using this to influence the probabilities, or approximating attention with nearest neighbors. So I'm going to explain about each of these in a bit more detail. So triggering retrieval with token embeddings is...
I did not hear what happened then. Every token. Find similar embeddings, approximate attention with nearest neighbors. Okay.
Explain about each of these in a bit more detail. So triggering retrieval with token embeddings was proposed by Toolformer, Schick et al. And the way it works is you generate tokens that trigger retrieval or other tools. So in this particular method, it had several tools, including casting a QA model, or getting a calculator, or getting a machine translation system. But with respect to retrieval augmented generation, it had this essentially wiki search functionality that would look up something in Wikipedia and then...
That's really cool. Like for facts? This becomes like some sort of a function thing. If you need if you need math, call a program that does math better, because we don't want our language model to be overheated with math. I started reading We Are Legion, and I'm doing it like super slowly. It's a book. It's not really a spoiler, but the main character dies and is like revived, not really, Like he's put in a cryogenic state so that when technology gets better, he will like he can be woken up, like even after death, I'm guessing, so that it's the same idea of Pantheon, where like the brain is scanned. Pantheon, right? The TV show. Anyway, so and he could like do math as a different function because he was, spoiler for 1 second, he becomes a computer program and not a brain. Anyway, like his actual brain dies. Imagining some language model teacher, trainer trying to tell an LM won't have a calculator in its pocket. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, you're right. Because they're not great at math. They're pretty great, but it's like it's not their thing. Their thing is talking. You're like, yeah, that's true. We don't have a calculator, but like you won't have a calculator function API to talk to. Always get better at math. Yeah. Oh, that would be fun when you finish Pantheon. Maybe. Am I the only person who has seen Pantheon? Maybe. Do I remember it? Generally, yes. I know what happens. I know how it ends. My heart. Okay.
Reset to influence the final probabilities. And the way that this was trained is training was done in an iterative manner, where it basically generated kind of examples of tools being useful, and when the tools.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's all right if you can't watch it or if you want to skip. But like what I will say is that it doesn't stop being heavy. So it's all right. If you don't feel like watching it, don't. It's a pretty good show. Yeah. Like it's a really good show. I love it when shows have to do with technology. Like I will watch whatever that has to do with technology. What is out there that I have not watched, even though it has to do with technology, but I never got into it? I don't know. Is there anything? I don't know.
Improve the probability.
Oh, I forgot CC.
Examples of tools being useful, and when the tools improve the probability of the following output, then that would be kind of treated as a positive example and used to further train the model. So this was really influential, and in fact, this is how things are implemented in ChatGPT nowadays, not only for doing retrieval, but also doing other tools like, for example, generating code or generating images or other things like this.
True. There's a TV show? Oh, wow. I didn't know there's a TV show. Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Does it have the same, like, cast? Not everybody, I'm guessing, but like, Sarah Connor, the same Sarah Connor? I'm looking it up, and that's a no, but is that? Oh, it's a different. That makes sense that it's not the same Sarah Connor because the time is like very different. Yeah, from like the 80s to like 2000s. That makes sense. That's cool. That has an 85% Rotten Tomatoes score. And it has how many episodes? 2 seasons, and 30-minute episodes. Hey, yo, what's up? Hey, yo. Hi. And I'm waving my hand for no reason. Wow. That might be a fun background thing. I have a really hard time watching English TV shows. Like a really hard time. Because unless it's like animated, like Bob's Burgers, and even those I sometimes no, I'm fine. I prefer Korean stuff far more. Like movies I'm okay with, but TV shows I have a hard time because I do watch anime, but none recently. Like my love for Death Note is too much. And like Code Geass is like my favorite thing. So like I guess I used to watch anime at an age and then I didn't grow out of it. I just guess like I know it's I don't know. But it's Japanese. I want to learn Korean. Japanese is different, you know? It could have more episodes. It feels good short of where it seemed to be going. Probably they stopped renewing it. Yeah. My I don't know why I think that way, but I'm like, it should benefit me. Even though it's fun. It explores a different type of oh my god, AI. That makes sense. Wow. Movies are like more robots. And the robots are pretty AI, but like I see with sentient. That's cool. What are your like top animes? I'm not gonna say what's your favorite anime. That is like too much to ask. Like maybe like top old anime, top recent anime. I have not watched anything recent. Yeah. Yeah. There's a really fun, like interesting. I think I'm not supposed to call it manhwa, right? Because manhwa means One Piece. That's cool. That's a commitment. Okay, I saw the Netflix TV series for One Piece. That's something English that I watched. Oh, I don't think I know Lane or Noir. Sorry, but so Cowboy Bebop that I've heard and not watched. I know it's space opera. Space opera is fun. Cool. Oh, I forgot. Also, like Full Metal Alchemist and Code Geass. Yeah, those I like as well. Yep. There we go. These are like my top ones. Yeah. Like I don't know why I connected so much with Steins Gate. Maybe it's the main character's energy. Serial Experiments Lane is considered a classic. Oh, you can't tell me what it's about because you can't like it's impossible. Makes sense. You're like just get into it. Just watch it if you feel like it. I think, yeah. I will say what's my favorite K-drama. I think I've said it before, but my favorite K-drama is Startup because it has to do with technology and AI and computers and startups, and it's fun and it's cute. Really? Let's see. I should look it up. I shall. And there we go. Oh. Whoa. Is that horror? Sci-fi. Let's read synopsis if it exists. Looks very. I am very sure that the anime man has recommended this somehow. Like I've seen this picture. Not plot, synopsis, not plot. Don't give me everything. Emotionally distant mother, computer obsessed father. Oh, I thought computer obsessed main character. Horror elements. Matrix. I've seen the Matrix when I was like younger. Yeah. Yeah, I know Wikipedia gives you spoilers. Maybe if I go back and like see, this one does not always give you spoilers. Or like maybe my anime list. Oh, virtual. Okay. That's cool. That one, oh wow, similar to the internet. Cool. if you go to like anime list, is that it? No, that's not it. Top anime. Oh wow, that's crazy. There's a 2024 anime that's at the top. Is that the thing, the family thing? Here's Steins Gate. I love it. And then there's Brotherhood. Oh my, it's changed. Who did this to you? I haven't checked this. Code Geass. There we go. Riruch. Is that Kumi no Nawa? Kimi no Nawa. Right, sorry. But it's a movie. Okay. Wow. So much that I have not seen. Lane is good. All right. If it wasn't research slash inspo for wow. Oh, Bleach. I have not seen that as well. Yeah. I was like about to recommend a Korean. It's not anime, obviously, but I don't know what to call it. Let me see. No. Wait, let me Google it and see what comes up. It's animated. Drama? Sure. It's on Netflix. Oh, I didn't start Love Next Door. But I do see it everywhere. Like they are pushing for it. I'm watching Kim Jae-jung's new drama, which is actually fun. This here, lookism. It has to do with looks. Because that's what Korea is about. That's what they care about. Noir is also good, but may not be your thing. Oh, female assassins. I love that. It's reminding me of like Kill la Kill, but I don't know if that's close. Yeah. Lookism was pretty fun as well. It is a webtoon turned into an anime series, yeah. Or whatever series, I don't know. It looks anime, but it's Korean. There's a song, and the song, I think, oh yeah, it's sung by ATEEZ, the K-pop group. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's not the main reason why I got into it, but it does factor in when your favorite groups sing the OST. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I watched it a while ago when it came back, so I came out, so maybe like 2 years ago, but it is very interesting because they don't say it out loud, but like looks are everything in their part of the world. Like they get plastic surgery to get jobs. Like, oh my God, that's too much. Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna see how far this goes here because my time is almost up.
Like, for example, generating code or generating images or other things like this.
Great. Anything like this. How much did I watch? 2 to 32, 2 to 7. Oh, that's actually pretty, that's more than a minute. Pretty good. The recent webtoon that I read that I love is Who Saves the World? The Thing That Saves the World. I forgot. Help me. But no, I have not read Solo Leveling. I'm gonna Google it just now. Guys wearing makeup. Oh yeah, I know. BB cream. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Guys wearing makeup. Solo Leveling is an anime. Japanese anime? No. Korean? Oh my God. No. Is it? It sounds Korean. Help me. No, it's not. The name sounded Korean, but it's still Japanese. Double checking. Yeah. All the names are Korean though. But it is Japanese. Oh. Where is the thing that I read? Something Saves the World? Who Saves the World? I forgot. Webtoon Saves the World. Yeah, oh, it's manhwa, obviously. Chursu. Okay. Saves the World. That one. It was obviously recommended by like a YouTuber. Giguk? Yeah. He recommends a bunch of Korean manhwa, and that one was there, and I loved it. Yeah. I gotta go now. Time's up. Thanks for today. It was pan fun, pan serious. Have fun, have seriousness. So thank you. And the training says that it will go for like 42 hours. So, cool. Yeah, give like the first 2 chapters a read because the first chapter is like just the setup. And yeah. So 42 hours, meaning by tomorrow it won't be finished. Oh, speaking of which, I'm thinking no stream tomorrow. It's a Friday. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how the energy goes. Yeah. I think it would be fun to have like a streaming on work days and not on weekend. I think that would be that. Okay. I'm gonna start ending the stream. If there's anything else, I'm most likely available somewhere around Discord or other places. And thank you for today. Wishing you a lovely Thursday. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, yeah, again. The hand cut off. Not my fault. Bye.